mental health. Brought to you by Barber Behavioral Health, a service of Barber National Institute.
We are back on the Blue Couches with Dr. Lynn Oberly of Barber Behavioral Health. Dr. Lynn, welcome to the Blue Couches.
Thank you.
We're excited to start this conversation about screen time and the developing brain. So we're talking about little ones and those iPads and cell phones.
Correct. So I work with children that are 3 to 5 years old.
Okay.
And I noticed a huge behavioral change in the preschools and the homes this year. And I realized it was our COVID babies. These were
I
our
have a
kids
COVID baby.
that were home, and mom and dad were home. And so what happened was mom and dad needed to work. So they were putting these children in front of the TV, giving them tablets, cell phones, that type of thing. And so these kids, they're so proficient. They're so fast on technology. But what I found was when I did my research is that programming for children, that every 3 seconds there is a screen change. So whether it be a pop-up or music or a visual, every 3 seconds. So when children enjoy that, there's a release of this chemical in the brain called dopamine, and that gives you that satisfaction high. So if a child is looking at something and they don't like it, they can swipe it away.
But that's not real life.
Right.
You don't get a change every 3
That's
seconds.
right.
Here comes the problem.
So when kids are in school and the teacher is reading them a story and there's not pop-ups every 3 seconds, these kids are losing their attention and now they're getting into trouble.
So they're having trouble with the
losing
focus and they can't pay attention and they get bored and they're looking for the next best thing.
That's right. And so the dopamine is directly connected to our frontal lobe. And that's where our problem solving takes place, decision making, memory, our attention span. And so these kids want that constant stimulation. And when they don't get it, they're getting into trouble.
And it's everywhere. It's portable. You can't go to a restaurant and not see a kid in front of a tablet.
Absolutely.
Everywhere you go, they're
in
at
the
the
car.
table. I know, constantly. So parents who have little babies or maybe have kids in this age group, what advice are you giving today?
Well, we're saying, so the American Academy of Pediatrics says children birth to 18 months should have 0 screen time, no TV, no tablet. The only time they should have screen time is if you're doing FaceTime with a family member out of town. Okay. Children 2 to 5 years old should only have 60 minutes a day. So you think, oh, are they watching a cartoon before they have breakfast? Are they on their tablet on the way to preschool? They do have some screen time in preschools. It's implemented into the curriculum and so on. So those 60 minutes really add up quickly.
Yeah, they do.
Sure.
And then children 5 to 18, no more than 2 hours. And the individuals that developed these programs specifically did this every 3 second thing to hook them in. So now they are addicted to technology. And one of the big concerns is that it is 6 times more diagnosed, these kids with autism.
Wow.
When they are actually just addicted to screen time.
Yeah.
Goodness.
But they show the same mannerisms. They have poor sleep cycles.
Wow.
They use technology to calm down. If technology is taken away, they have a meltdown.
Short attention spans.
Wow. They prefer this technology over the playground.
It's time to nip it, really, parents. I mean, just nip it.
And you can do it early, which I think is so important.
You can do it early
So
by
important.
reducing the number of minutes that they are on screen time per day.
Great information.
Dr. Lynn,
we could talk about this for
I
a
know,
long
it
time.
really is
but-
fascinating. We're running out of time, but thanks so much for that insight and all of your research. We'll have to have you back because this really is fascinating. And I think it's something that a lot of parents are struggling with.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do too.
All right, we're going to send it back over to John.